Good morning. Just like I promised, I'm here and I'm ready to share this fried jack recipe. I have a special guest for you. And the only way he decided he would be on the show is if I made his favorite, which is fried jacks. And I know that's a favorite of mine and so many of you out there. So I hope you have the ingredients ready that I asked you to have. I hope you have some flour, some baking powder, a little bit of salt, a little bit of shortening, and your oil for frying. Come on, my special guest. Do you guys know who this young man is? Type in and send a message if you know who this young man is. Let's see. Did anyone figure it out yet? All right. Do we see anyone typing? All right, let me tell you who I have here. I have our new star, our basketball upcoming greatest in Belize. I have here Tevon Dawson. Remember, Tevon, everyone has been knowing him for this latest competition they were in. Belize got the bronze medal, but Tevon surely stepped up as a rising star with that dunk that he made. All right, tell us a little bit about yourself, Tevon.
I am 16 years old. I'm from Belize, Orange Walk. I am a part of the U17 national team for Belize.
All right, so we have someone that said Tevon. All right, Esther, you are so right. This is my little cousin. They're here visiting. My cousin Paula, this is one of her sons. Paula is a boy mom, so she has 3 handsome sons. And Paula, they've always been very sports minded. Me, I've never been into sports. I have always been into the arts. I've always loved the arts. I was never into sports. All my years of school, I was reading books. I was acting in plays. Those were my types of things. But Paula and her entire family, they have always been into sports. And I'm so proud of Tevon. So Tevon, tell us what you want me to make today.
Well, fried jack and fried beans, my favorite, so.
All right, so today I want you to join me as I make this fried jack and fried beans for Tevon. And I know that you've seen I've had a previous fried jack recipe, but today I'm going to do a little twist. I'm going to make my fried jack with mostly whole wheat flour. Like I told you earlier, I'm trying to change the way I'm eating. So I'm going to let you look at my ingredients. You'll look at my ingredients for a little, and then we'll come back to Tevon because I have a question for Tevon. So let me get the camera and pan on the ingredients that I have here. Okay. So here I have 2 cups of whole wheat flour. And then I'm doing just 1 cup of the all-purpose flour. I have 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of my pink Himalayan salt, and 1 teaspoon shortening, and 1 1/3 cup water. I'm going to use more water in this recipe than I normally use in the just the white all-purpose flour recipe, because this flour is a little bit it's a little bit heavier, so I need more liquid, and I also need to put a little bit more baking powder that I usually do. For my regular all-purpose, I will only use if you're just using all-purpose flour, you'll use 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 3 3 teaspoons baking powder, 1 teaspoon salt, 1 teaspoon shortening. So if you're following along, that's what you're doing if you're not using your the whole wheat flour. If you're using the whole wheat flour, we'll do 2 cups of whole wheat, 1 cup all-purpose. And then we'll use 4 teaspoons of baking powder. All right, so now that you've seen the ingredients, I'm going to let you talk a little bit more to, we'll hear a little bit more from Tevon, and then I'm going to have another special guest come up. So let's talk to Tevon again. Get this camera, guys, you know I'm just trying to figure this thing out, so be a little patient. Good. All right, we're looking good. Thank you. Is it stable? Good. So Tevon, tell us about how you were feeling when you made that dunk. Let me get on this side. I'll start mixing things up. Tell us about that dunk. How did you feel at that moment when you made that dunk?
Well, I felt great. You know, there was a lot of people in the Civic, so I had to. After I got that dunk, it was great because, you know, the fans were with me even though we were losing.
So that gave an extra boost to the team, right?
Yeah, although we were losing, you know, I think that the fans were pretty satisfied at the end. You know, that we tried our best and everything. All
right, that is awesome. I really love to hear that because everyone has been so proud of you. What about the feedback after you did that dunk? What has it been like?
Well, you know, new people telling me how great I did. You know, my family, my friends also supporting me as usual. Yes, my family and friends supporting me as usual. New people telling me about my game, what I did, correct what I did wrong. But it was great.
All right. I am indeed very proud of you, Tevon, and that since you said you wanted fried jacks, I had to make this for you, right? Because everybody has been trying to do things for you since, right? So, now let's see if I can get the camera over here while I mix this, and then we'll have our next guest after I'm done mixing this. So I put the 2 cups of the whole wheat flour. Now I'm adding the 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I have my 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of my pink Himalayan salt, and my 1 teaspoon of shortening. And put it so I can, you can put my face so I can see it. Yes, yes. All right. Yes, good, perfect. Now I'm going to mix this up for a little. When I'm making fried jacks, I usually mix it up and then I let my dough rest for a while, like 20 minutes. Since we're on the live, I have already prepared some dough, so we won't have to wait the whole 20 minutes to get ready to fry. And these young men that are here, my family, they're very hungry. They're waiting for this fried jack. All right, I hope you're following along. Do we have anyone in the chat that says they're following along? Can you tell me?
Norma. Oh.
Norma, she's making fried jacks along with me?
No, she's just saying hi.
Oh, hi Norma. I hope you're doing great.
Just say hi.
All right, Darlene Baptist. Who else is in the room? Hi, Darlene. Andrea Gentle. Hi, Andrea. I think Andrea shared my video the last time. Thank you for sharing, Andrea. I hope you're trying out these recipes. And here, like I said, I'm using the whole wheat. And I did a little sample earlier with the whole wheat. I have two different recipes I'm trying with the whole wheat. The one with the 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and I had one where I only use 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour. And you know what? It tasted pretty good. The next person that will be on has tasted it already. Can you get the camera on the? This is how it's looking. It's really coming together.
Should I flip the camera?
Wait, turn it.
You good?
It's good?
It's fine.
Good. All right. So it's almost together, and then I'm going to put this to rest, and then we're going to talk to my next guest. All right. You see how easy that was? I told you guys that whenever I do something in this kitchen, I always make it pretty simple for you. So that was pretty quick. I'm kneading this up, and then I'm going to let it rest. I don't know if these young men will really be into this whole wheat flour fried jacks, but here I'll let these rest. And now we're going to talk to my next guest. Let's put it back on the stand. Yes. Perfect. Let me hold the phone. Yes. Sorry about these technicalities here, but it's all a part of live recording, especially when you're not professional like me at this camera. Well, here is my other handsome cousin. This is Tyreek Dawson. Tell us about yourself, Tyreek, and what you've been doing to help your brother along the road.
Well, I'm Tyreek Dawson. I'm 23 years old. I play both basketball and rugby, and I'm currently, well, I was a former coach for Tevon for most of his upbringing.
Can you repeat that for me? Because Mimosa was making a little noise out there. So a little louder, Tyreek. We want them to hear who you are. Go.
Well, I'm Tyreek Dawson. I'm a national team player for rugby, and I'm also Tevon's former coach for most of his younger days before the national team.
All right, so this older brother has been guiding his brother along on the road to this basketball journey. So maybe I'm going to ask Tevon to come back here so you can tell your brother what are some of the things that you learned from him.
Well, first of all, thanks to him. And I learned many things from him. You know, I was young, starting to play basketball. He was the one who taught me to lay up, shoot, everything I know. So I'm very grateful for him.
All right. Oh man, that was a really touching moment. I really, really love that you guys worked together and you guided your brother along, and he had the height and everything for this game, huh?
Yeah.
Good. So my cousins are trying to work on a program down there in Orange Walk. So you want to tell us about this program, Tyreek?
Basically, for a lot of the people around, we see that, okay, Tevon has the opportunity to excel, and all we're trying to do is get more younger people involved so that they can follow up on that dream. So all of us are trying to bring up a grassroots program where we can get other people involved and starting training from really young, just like we trained Tevon and my middle brother, so that they can have the skills to excel at the age of 13, 14, 15, whereby they can get picked and choose to further their career in basketball, basically.
All right. Awesome. So there's a program. I thought you mentioned a program in Tevon's name. Tevon, you want to tell us about that? Was that? Yeah.
Oh, we're having a summer camp in Orange Rock, and we're encouraging everyone to bring out their kids. You know, we can help the kids at a young age to come up. You know, one day represent Orange Rock. Yeah. Also.
All right, very good. Guys, if you want to send a little message or say something, do we have any messages?
Yes.
I think Andrea said amazing. All right.
Yeah.
Anyone else? Enid, thank you for being here, Enid.
She's one of the founders over the program.
Oh, Enid is one of the founders. Nice, Enid. Thank you for your great. Delcia, thank you for your efforts in guiding these young men along. All right, any other? All right, do you guys want to call out the names of some people who have guided you along or have helped you along the road in terms of, I know your mom has been helping, so I know she has some friends that do the same thing. So if you want to call out any of those people, feel free.
Well, I'll personally like to call out of our like neighborhood and friends and family group, basically, because it takes a lot of people to raise someone right, and I believe Tevon has been raised the right way and has done tremendous. So most of the people, like the other mother figures, like my mother said, Miss Delcia, Miss Enid, along with all of his friends, Miss Michelle, Miss Sonia, Kidel, Jamar, Tremaine, Orson, everyone, apart from myself and my aunt, my uncles, everyone has, and my grandma, everyone has actually played a role in making Tevon and myself and my brother grow up to be somewhat successful at this age and point in time.
All right, thank you. So these young men are in LA right now, and I know that I have some people in LA that are very proud of what's been going on with that Belize game. I think everybody from all over, because I was in Boston and we saw the game, we checked on the game. My nephew was there, Ryan, and Ryan didn't miss a beat. And at the beginning, I said, Ryan, so what do you think? He's like, you know what, Tevon is really good. I was like, really? I said, man, well, they should put him in the starting lineup. But you know, everybody have their way they do things. I don't know anything about sports, so who am I to figure out who should go in? But he still had his moment to shine. And that is what I really like. Because my nephew told me, he's like, he told me about a basketball game you played with their school.
High school.
Yes, and he was like, Tevon beat them by himself. That's what he said. That's what he was telling me. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, he's really good on Sandra. I said, well, that sounds good. So the night when Tevon did the dunk, oh man, he was so proud. Ryan was like, man, Tevon really did a good game. He really, really was proud of you too. All right. So if you're here for the Fry Jacks, I'm going to get back to that right now. Anything else we want to add?
Well, lastly, I would just like to add, if you want to see more success stories like Tevon, myself, or any other person, I would encourage you guys to invest in the future of the youths from now, so that in the future we can see more successful stories. As per se, we're starting a grassroots program. I think we would appreciate any help with equipment or anything like that, so that we can have more to give back to the community.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that, because I said earlier that I know that there are people in LA that are proud of you and they would want to help. They'd actually want to meet you. So this is what I'm doing. I'm going to have a meet and greet with Tevon and Tyreek and the family. And if you want to be a part of, if you want to contribute something towards their progress and towards their project, inbox me and I will give you, let me know what it is that you want to contribute, and then I'm going to give you the information about the meet and greet. So if you're ready to give that support, make sure to inbox me, and then I will put the links together so we can do that. And I know, Tevon, it will be good for you to meet some of those people that have been Because how many calls and messages have you gotten?
A lot.
Viewers.
Tons.
Yeah, so he's gotten a lot of messages from people like you, and that's really good encouragement. I also want to thank you for supporting me. I mean, last week I put up a video and Rhonda was here. Thank you, Rhonda. Rhonda was here and she kept bugging me, Sandra, you have to do this. And I'm like, oh man, Rhonda, I don't know if I want to do it. I don't know if I'm ready. She's like, get on this camera. And you know what? I got on here and I did it. And I've been getting a lot of messages and call and people telling me, Sandra, we're so glad you started doing this again. We really enjoyed it. We enjoyed the interaction. And I actually have other people that say, Sandra, I want to come and I want to be on the show. So doing this takes a lot. So I myself, if you want to be on the show, I'm going to ask you for a sponsorship. If you come, you want to talk about something, you want to sponsor, we can go ahead and do something. But thank you for the support. Thank you for the sharing. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the views. I think I'm at about 6,000 views or almost 6,000 views from the last video. So like and share and tag your friends. Oh man, my cousin told me to tag her this morning. Vione, I hope you're in the room. Is Vione in the room? Oh man, she'll be so upset with me. She told me to tag. You know, it makes you so nervous to get on here and do this and you can't remember everything. You can't remember everyone to thank. Please send Vione a message and tell her to get on before I finish this fry jack. All right, so I'm going to start frying up this fry jack and I'll show any other thing you want to say? You know what, Tevon was so shy to do this and it hasn't been that bad, right? It hasn't been bad at all. So and they were made for the camera, right? So they're good to he's like, yeah. All right, so let me get back to the fry jacks. Like I told you, thank you so much. Thank you. I told you earlier that I already prepped some of the dough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start frying. And I told you the last time that I'm really trying to change how I'm eating and what I'm doing when it comes to my food, and I'll be sharing those things with you as I do that. What I'm frying in I'm frying in avocado oil. I'm hearing that is a better oil for me to fry in, so that is what I'm using today. I have already preheated the oil, and now I'm going to get ready to roll off the dough and fry some of this fried jack. Vione, I'm so sorry. I just saw you get in the room. I'm very sorry I didn't remember to tag you. Please forgive me. But we were very nervous, Vione. So Tevon, he was the only person that wasn't so nervous was Tyreek. I wonder why. Tyreek and I share the same birthday, so so maybe that's why he was not shy. But you know what? I am shy, so please don't ever say I'm not shy. I am shy. So let me any comment that Paula said you guys are great. She's proud of her sons and the way they handled this interview today. I'm going to ask one of her sons, the one that's shy like me. That's Tevon. Tevon is the person behind the camera for me today. It's always easier when I have someone that's handling. What did Vione say?
You have to start.
Well, you can start over after the show. Vione is going to be there, and then you can start over. Did you oversleep? Maybe she overslept. All right. So here is my my dough that I have already prepped. So, like I said, you at home you will need You will need another 20 minutes to let your dough set, to let it set. And I'm using my rolling pin. I forgot that Tyreek, is Tyreek still around? Because this morning I made 2 different doughs with the whole wheat flour, and I said that I made one which I only used half a cup of all-purpose flour, and I used one where I used 1 cup of all-purpose. This is the one I'm going to fry right now. And I had Tyreek sample the one that was with just a half cup of whole wheat. What did you think, Tyreek?
It tasted pretty amazing, and it tastes just like the regular fried jack. It just felt a little bit more filling for a smaller portion. And yeah, and I know that wheat has a lot of beneficial things inside of it, so I'm guessing that should be something that you guys should try to emulate in your kitchen or household.
All right. Yeah, it was. Guys, this is the first time I'm doing this. I said I wanted to start doing it, and I'm so glad that the first time I'm doing it, I'm sharing it with you because it's a trial and error. But I was surprised that when I fried it, it started blowing up, and I didn't have as much baking powder as I added here. I added an extra teaspoon of baking powder. But that one this morning, it tasted...
Yeah, it tasted just as good, and it puffed just as much as the normal one.
Yes, it was good. It was pretty good. So, and if we know we're eating healthier, guess what? Doesn't taste any different. It's healthier for us. Let's go ahead and try it. It tasted like the regular fried jack.
Yep.
Tevon requested fried beans, so I already have my beans on. It's ready to go. Everybody in here look hungry. They talk, but they're giving me the side eye. Like, when will I stop talking and finish up this thing? All right. So, I had my oil on low heat. One of the things I do before I fry is I usually take a little piece of the dough, like a little ball, and then I drop it in the oil, and if it floats up immediately, then I know the oil is hot enough. So let me try. I'm going to give that just a few more because it didn't pop up immediately, but considering I had it on low. How many people do we have in the room right now? I didn't tag Rhonda. 27. Thank you, guys. Make sure to share and tag someone in here. Do you have any message for Tevon or Tyreek or Mom? Just put it in the chat. Oh, Tyreek, somebody in the house wants you to cook. Elvis. Well, you know what? Tyreek has been a good critique. He was the one that tried the first sample. So he did his part. He did his part so far. But when they leave from here, they will definitely will be able to make their own fried jack. They will give their mom a little rest. Do you guys like my shirt? This, it says Belize basketball, and in the back it says Dawson number 10.
Yeah.
And did they see the whole thing?
Yeah.
All right, Dawson 10. Let me wash my hands. Any questions from the chat?
Yeah. Said, hi Sandra, happy to see you back in the kitchen.
Who said that?
Sharon Lee.
Oh, hi Sharon. How are you doing, Sharon? I'll have to call you over to come and join me in the kitchen.
Karina Jacobs, hi beautiful lady. Thank you for taking the time to show us.
Oh, thank you very much. Who was that?
Karina Jacobs.
Oh, thank you, Karina. You're so welcome. I made the regular dough too. Remember I said the one with the all-purpose flour? And I made that just in case these young men didn't want to eat the fried jack from the whole wheat. So this one has 3 cups of flour, 3 teaspoons baking powder, 1 teaspoon of shortening, and 1 teaspoon salt. So if you're making the one with the all-purpose flour, give it a few more minutes and then you can start frying. Let me test my oil again. All right, the oil is looking a little better. I'll still give it another minute though. And I mentioned that I'm using avocado oil. Avocado oil can really be used to deep fry because it can go to a really high heat. So I see it says that it can go up to 500 degrees heat. So if you're doing any deep frying, it's a great oil. It's a great oil to use. Hey Jackie, hey Miss Lopez, how are you? She says she wants to try it. Yeah, you will enjoy it. I mean, I know I'm supposed to eat healthier, so that's why I'm doing it. And when I did the sample this morning and I tasted it, I was like, this thing tastes fine. It really tasted good. So all we need to make sure that it blows up, right? Because we don't want fried jack when it blow up. That would be the only disappointing thing if it doesn't. And that's the reason why I put a little extra baking powder in it. All right. So maybe if I get the cameraman to come and to spotlight what I'm doing. I have flattened the it out and I'm cutting it up. Now I'm going to put it into deep fry. Oh, I'm having a little problem here. Yeah, I don't want too much oil on it. I guess it's because it's the type of dough that I'm using. So maybe one of the things you might not be able to do, guys, is spread it too thinly, okay? So be aware of that. Be aware that you can't spread it out too thinly, because I think that's the problem I'm having right now. But I told you this is a trial, and kind of a trial, so maybe I'm gonna lay out the other one and I should get better results. Okay. It's not looking that cute, but we don't worry how cute it is. If it don't taste good, it doesn't matter if it's cute. I remember one year, my aunt was doing a cake decorating class. I've never forgotten that story. And so she went to that cake decorating class and she came back home and she brought this cake that looked so pretty. And we saw her cake and she wasn't, at the time she wasn't decorating that well as the other person. So we said, we don't want that cake, we want that one over there. And by the time we put the cake in our mouth and tried to taste it, we had to spit it out because it looked good, but it didn't taste good. So taste comes before, I mean, you want something to look good that you're going to eat, but the main thing is you want it to taste good. So I'm trying with this. I might have to roll off the other one and do it a little not as thin as I did this one. You will notice that because it's a whole wheat, it's a little more brown, so you might not be used to the color. But again, color don't have to do anything to do with taste. So it will still taste good, just that because the flour is not bleached, you will get a higher brown than normal. Yes, thank you, cameraman. Thank you very much. Oh man, I'm really not liking this. You know what, guys? I'm just going to roll off the other dough and make sure I don't do it as thin. because I'm not liking what is happening to this dough right now. Let me do it again. I already have the dough prepped though, so that's not a problem. I'll try this again. I think, so make sure you don't do it very thin, okay? If you're doing this at home, make sure it's not too thin. I'm gonna do it like that and try it. Let me do this one and see. See? See, if you don't do it too thin, it's easy to get up off the board or the counter. All right. Let me get something to put it on. Yeah, you'll have better results if your dough is a little thicker. I usually fry mine thin, so that's why I'm having this. But this last one that I put in is coming out the way I want to. So if you follow that direction, you will be okay. You see how it looks much better? I didn't roll it off as thinly as the other one. So as long as you do that, you should be good. Oh yeah, this looks better, right?
So
It sure does. All right, now we're talking. I was getting a little worried. What? This Fry Jack is playing with me today, trying to embarrass me, but it won't happen. It won't happen. So we already fixed that little problem I was having, and because, like I said, I usually try to do it very thin. But now I learned something right here, and you learned it with me. When you're using the all-purpose, the whole wheat, don't roll it out as thin. But as I go along, I will learn more about using this type of flour, because you see how easy this was to get up. When I was trying to take up the other one, it was causing a little problem. But problem is fixed, guys. Problem solved. And every now and then you'll have a little problem in the kitchen, but don't be afraid of trying, because that's the only way you learn new things. So it's already fixed, and I'm glad I made the error here with you, so that when you're doing it, know that, hey, guess what? The most important thing is the taste, and we can always fix the other things here, like I said, in this case, don't roll it off too thin. So let's show them how this came out. Remember I told you it will be a little brown, but it still looks good. Because I had to re-roll this, maybe that's why it didn't blow up as much, but it still blowed up enough. And let me get this one off. All right. And then I'm going to fry the all-purpose one so they can see the difference. Now I'm going to roll off the all-purpose flour Fry Jack, and you will see the difference. This dough feels really good. See, that one is, you want to take the camera over there for me? Can you believe it's the basketball star that's handling the camera now? You see how it's blowing up, right? Okay, looking good. Oh, this dough feels so good. Feels so good, but this is the one that's not so good for you. The bleached all-purpose flour. All right, do we have any comments? Ali, hi Ali, I saw you in the room. I saw you made a comment. Rhonda, you're there? I was wondering, I forgot to tag you. Just like I forgot to tag Vioni. I hope your day is going well. Hi Tira, how are you doing? I hope you're having a wonderful day. All right, let's see. I'm gonna fry a few of the all-purpose flour fried jack, so you can check that one out. Anyone has any questions? Anyone in the room? Hi Addie, how are you doing? My brother Syed said to send his fried jacks with Paula. I'm sending you the recipe right now. That way you'll get it nice and hot. Oh, Ali asked how to become a guest. Yeah, I'm looking for a sponsorship, Ali. So if you want to be a guest, be a sponsor, come on, and then you can have your breakfast. So you're going to see the You see, these were much easier to take up off the counter. Do we have anyone else saying something in there? Hi, Carrie. How are you? Everybody wants you to send some for them. All right, I'll put it in the mail. I don't know, Paula might be overweight with all of this stuff. Oh, someone was saying fried jack is their favorite. A lot of people love fried jacks. And like I told you, this fried jack is Tevon's favorite. So fried jack and fried beans. And I already have the beans over here for him. So he will be a happy camper this morning. All right. See, these ones are blowing up. You see that? It's much easier than the whole wheat, but it tastes, I'm telling you, it tastes the same way. It tastes as good. So don't be afraid to try it. So guys, I think I'm going to be out for the rest of the day. I just wanted you to see the difference when I fried the one with the all-purpose. So what I'm going to do, I am going to ask Tevon and Tyreek to come and say a goodbye. And remember, if you want to support Tevon, if you want to meet him, if you want to do a meet and greet, inbox me and let me know if you want to do this and how you would like to support. So Tevon, Tyreek, can you come and say a last minute word to the people that are out there?
Well, for my part, I'd just like to say thanks for everyone who joined and watched along. I hope you get to see the meal that we're going to enjoy for you guys. Besides that, I'd just like to say that, again, if you want to help the next generation up, this is the way to do it. Try to help us contribute by any equipment, basketballs, ladders, cones, anything to that nature would be a great help to us, because like I always tell everyone, helping someone to get to where they are is better than praising them when they're already at the top. So if you want to help others get to the top, this would be a great way to do so. So thank you on my behalf.
All right.
Well, thank you to everyone who is watching from home. Special thanks to Miss Sandra for showing you, cooking for us, and my mother, my grandmother, and my brothers here. I just want to say thanks for all the support that I got while I was in that tournament.
Sorry, go ahead.
And also ask for some help towards our upcoming program in Belize. So if you guys know any way that you can help with equipment or anything, you can please contact Miss Sandra. My cousin, Miss Sandra.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll let you know when I'm doing something else. If you've made the fry jacks today, make sure to share, tag me and share. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, cameraman Tayshawn. He likes to be behind the scene, but he has also been very helpful. You guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Bye.